Welcome to 2025, and I am super excited to be here today. Last year, we launched the Journey to CISO podcast, and as our first year, it was incredible. We got a lot of responses from everyone. We got nice reception, shares, likes, even subscriptions, more than we expected. And in this year, we're planning to do better and bigger than we did in all of last year. This year, you can count on us having the most fabulous guests, the most interesting conversations, and even you, right? We're counting on you to be a part of this. So if there's a superstar that you know in your office, in your network, that you believe their story is worth sharing and it's going to be inspiring to ambitious professionals in Africa and beyond, do not hesitate to reach out to us and recommend. I look forward to an amazing 2025. If you haven't subscribed, please do that right away. Like, share, and share your thoughts in the comment section. Thank you, everybody. Welcome to the very first episode in 2025. And today, we're going to be doing things a little bit differently. Before we get into it, if you haven't subscribed, do that right now. Why? Because this is a podcast for ambitious professionals who want to make it to CISO. Like, share your comments with us. We're always excited to hear from you. So today, like I said, it's a bit different and I'm your guest. Usually I'm the host, but then today I'm one on the hot seat. And my host today, my team in the background. So let's get into it. My name is Titilope Macaulay and I'm the host on the Journey to CISO podcast. I am a business operator and revenue queen on Twitter. I am a business executive at a product development and software development company in, I want to say Nigeria, but we're a global company. So yeah, there you have it. And I also am very passionate about the growth of people in the tech sales space, not just tech sales, in the business development, everything revenue focused, right? And so I do have a community, or I co-founded a community for people in tech sales and in other professions that are business focused. So BD, whatever it is, as long as you have targets and then you're revenue focused, I have that. And that's TSPC, the Tech Sales Partnerships Community. Why did I start the Journey to CISO podcast? What is my motivation and what is my goal? So I started the Journey to CISO podcast because starting my journey as a professional, it was a bit lonely, right? I started how to be a business person. That's what I wanted to be. I wanted to come out of school for my own business, and I started on that path. And so I had to pivot at some point because I needed to build my business to a point where certain structures need to be there and I didn't know what to do, right? And so I thought to get into, the professional life and gain the experience that I needed, and of course make money alongside. And so it was really lonely because it was a huge jump. I didn't prepare for that journey, unlike the business side of things that I started doing before uni. And this time around, I had to start making the new relationships on the job. I didn't have a safe space, I didn't have a community, I didn't know where to turn, right? And as a high achiever, naturally, I grew really fast. I grew faster than the pace that, a beginner like myself would have. So it was a really lonely journey. I figured things out. I'd always been a superstar. But then, deep down, it was a huge struggle. And so it made sense to have a platform where, as somebody in my line of work, non-technical, revenue focused, business focused, I could go there to even know that I'm not alone, to know that there's somebody out there that is feeling my same, problems. I've listened to people, that have come to the show, and I said a number of things that are relatable to my journey. It would have felt really nice back then to have a place where I could just go to. And I didn't have a mentor then as well, right? I didn't even know how to find a mentor, but I didn't prepare for this life. So it was really sudden and I was going super fast, and and when I made it out of that space, I told myself, I'm going to create something like this for people like me who struggle with the same things. And then as a high achiever, it's really hard to explain to people that you're struggling because they think you're trying to be humble. And so this is my own way of doing what I would have loved that I had back then for other people. And that also birthed, having TSPC, Texas Community, alongside, right? Still for people in my line of work, already focused professionals, business professionals in tech. How do I pick? Very important, because this is a podcast that is made to be like an archive or information archive, information guide, a safe space, a place people come to listen for relatable stories, come to get answers to certain questions that you can't really ask on Google, right? And so it's very important that the people who are bringing are people that have actually lived that life and they're excelling. They're doing the work. They don't just have a brand or a large social following, right? These are people that are doing amazing things in their career. And you can only give what you have. If you don't have it, you can give it. If you've not walked that journey, you can read it in a book all you want, right? It's different from when you've lived it. And so it's easy for you to come here and share stories that I can relate to, that people around can relate to, right? So yeah, we pick our guests. You have to be a superstar. You have to be doing the work. I've hinted that in what I just said. And you have to be a high flyer, right? You have to be C-suite as well. Very important. Or you're close to being in C-suite, right? But then those are the criteria. And you have to be very fun. Yes, because you can be a very knowledgeable person but be bored, which is a bad thing. But then we want this to be a very fun, episode, usually very long, but then we don't want you to feel like it's long, right? It has to be engaging, it has to be interesting, it has to be something that you even when you finish, watching it. So yeah, those are the criteria. Wow, my career story. My career story is very interesting because I got into career by accident. Like I initially said, I wanted to come out of uni, have my own business, and I started on that path. Before uni ended, I'd already gone to intern with one of the baddest designers, a celebrity designer here in Lagos. I'd done all that work, started with, go to, programs. There was this program by EDC then, got scholarship around business training and things. So I started on that path. But then I had to pivot into career, and it was pretty fun, right? Because I got into sales first, and I realized I was born to do this. So the transferable skills that I've gotten from running my own business, from having to hustle for every 1K that your business needs, right? Having to make things happen by yourself, having to create things from where they don't exist. Oh, there's problem with revenue. Okay, what can we do? What if I pitch to a bank? I'll make something for them. All of those things that I had to do on my own, right? Having to hire people to come join me so I could build capacity, do all that. I just realized that these are transferable skills that I needed in the workplace. So it was really interesting when I got in. I grew at a really fast rate. I joined a startup, and it was, what's the word? It was, I won't say a lot, but then it tested my capacity, and then it brought the best out of me in the sense that as a high-performing person, right, I was able to bring my old self to work. I was used to doing things from 0 to 100. I get here and I have to just do 8 hours in a day, from working from 16 hours a day for my own business. I have to just do, focus on a small part of the business, which is just the sales. I'm not focusing on operations. I'm not focusing on, all of those other parts of the business. So it felt like a walk in the park. Even if I didn't know the lingo, because I'm new in the, professional space. I might not know the lingo, I might not know all those, things. But then I had the capacity, I could deliver. You give me a task, I'll do it. I might just be learning the culture and things, but I was always delivering. I was a performer. I got in 3 months later as a temporary person. I became a permanent person. My boss had asked me to be permanent, and I agreed. So I came on board full time. From there, like 3 months after, I started leading the team. Mind you, these are not people that I had to hire when I got in. These are people that I had met on the team. Right? It was a B2C financial advisory. So I started leading the team. And from there, kept on going at it. Still new, but, bringing my old self, my hyperactive, employee self that is used to, the adrenaline of problematic life of an entrepreneur. Kept at it, learning the industry, learning things, exposing myself. Went from there, an opportunity opened up to step into B2B, and I did, marketing partnerships, started learning all of that. And at some point, created new business opportunity for the company, maybe certain complaints that I realized that, we could solve this people's problem. Let's have this product for this particular demographic, right? So I started unknowingly doing product development for the company, and then I left because I needed to do more. I needed a much more, I needed an environment that allowed me to do much more than I was currently doing, because I get bored fast. I moved into my current company as a tech salesperson. From being a head of sales, I went back to being an individual contributor, and I had to, learn. It was a different environment. It was a more intense environment, and it was a more, what's the word? I don't know, filling the gaps. So it was a new challenge. Got in to sell a product, and 3 months in as my probation, the company felt I was a better fit for a more complicated service to sell. So in less than 30 days, I closed my first 2 deals, right? I usually would say 1 because one of the people was an outbound, the other one was an inbound. But then for the outbound, I met the person just 9 days into the role. I met the company just 9 days into the role, got introduced to the people making decisions for their technical services, started the consultation process, done all that. That took like another 2 weeks. Eventually, a month after, the deal was closed. So it went from there, the 1, 2 deals to 3 to 4 to 5. Being used to working 16 hours a day, 20 hours a day, running your own business. Trying to hustle in a city that is not Lagos, where people don't care about social media. And then you have to be going door to door to be meeting people. And this is what I do. Enter banks, introduce yourself. I sell workwear brands. I do this. Being used to that, right? You come into the workspace, it's like you're working. This is what you guys do here. So that energy till tomorrow, that experience is what I'm very grateful for. As much as maybe it didn't pan out the same way I wanted, but it gave me a gift. It gave me my energy. It gave me the skills that I have. It gave me the, what is going on here? Let's it gave me and that's a gift that till tomorrow has been a weapon for me. And from there, I went on to be the head of sales after a year in the organization. And from being a head of sales, I got moved to a completely new role that challenged me a bit, which was moving from all that I'd always known how to do, leading sales, doing sales, to now having to be responsible for revenue operations of the entire organization. So that moved me from just focusing on the sales team to focusing on, marketing, to focusing on data. What are we doing wrong? Why are we not having enough customer acquisition? Then having to collaborate with CS to say, okay, it's not enough to now bring in deals, right, and bring in customers. What happens after they come in? Are they fine? Are they happy? Are they happy enough to renew? Are they happy enough to advocate? So it was a lot. The first 3 months, it was hellish. And afterwards, 6 months in, it became really comfortable and became something that I could just, slide into. And this year, got into CISO unexpectedly. Right? So yeah, that's been my career journey. And I do look forward to, because I feel like I've had one of the fastest growths that a person can have. Again, I'm very grateful for the experience that my entrepreneur attempts and things have gifted me. I look forward to doing much more in the next 5 years. Maybe be the CEO at JP Morgan. Our next question. I get this question all the time, right? So thank you for asking that. So when somebody asks me, I'm just going to refer you to this video. So getting into the non-technical part of tech, how should you start? First off, what do you want to do? Because in fact, one of the very frequent questions that I do get is, I want to do tech. How can I start? And I tell you, tech is not a thing that you do. Tech is an industry. It's like saying I want to do oil and gas. So what do you want to do in oil and gas? Do you want to become an oil and gas? So I was saying I want to do hospitality. What do you want to do in hospitality, right? So it's not the same way. Think of it that way. I want to do transportation. What do you want to do in transportation? So think of tech like that. So it's not I want to do tech. What do you want to do? And a very good place to start is, what's your area of strength? What do you like? What are the things that you easily incline toward? Naturally, I'm a business person. So it's only natural for me to want to do sales, right? To, want to lead business direction on marketing. So even if I'm a marketing person, I have the gift of being able to look at a business and say, let's do this, let's do this. Instinctively, I think one of my Napa would say you're an instinctive leader. Even if you've never read it before in a book, even if you've never, seen anybody do it, you just automatically know what to do. So I know that about myself, and because of that, I am not saying I want to be a developer by force, because I'm not going to thrive as a developer. I'm not saying I want to be a marketing person by force. Maybe I would be a great marketing person, I'm not believing in the fullness of my potential, right? I'm not saying, I want to be a tech repeater. I'm not saying I want to be So what are the things that you enjoy doing, that you are very good at, that are very easy for you to pick up, right? Or things that you might not even have done them before, or things that you know that it's easy for you to understand, right? So start from there, then use that so it makes the option smaller, right? Use that to then tell yourself, okay, I think I get inclined towards business related things. So what kind of business related things? Like operations kind of business related things? Is it, what kind of thing do you, so you begin to streamline it down till you have a couple of options. Fantastic. Now you look at, okay, I think sales or marketing. Now, what does it require for me to be a marketing person in tech? And what kind of marketing person would I like to be? Educate yourself. Expose yourself. Because if you don't have the information, how do you make informed decisions, right? So expose yourself to what this field requires. What are the sub roles inside of it? Which one do you think appeals to you? Which one you might even try it out for like a couple of months. Maybe intern somewhere, do a course, do all that. You're able to find your sweet spot, right? And when you find your spot, go in like a machine gun. That's like my phrase. Go in heavy. Learn like a crazy person, soak up information like crazy. Have zero shame. I don't have shame when it comes to learning. There's nobody I can ask to teach me this thing. You're doing this thing more than me. Come and teach me. If I do it better than you, I want to share you. It's a bad thing, but I'm working on that. But then if you do it better than I do, trust me, I'm going to sit down, try to understand how you do it, and see what I can learn from it. So soak up knowledge, learn at a crazy rate, and over-execute. Like execute. Every opportunity that you get to volunteer, please do. You might be tempted to want to chase who's going to pay you your first 1 million, your first 500K. Number one, that's an entitlement, mindset. That's an entitled mindset, and that's, because what value do you actually even have to give at this time? Right now, you're looking for opportunities to build your capacity. You're looking for opportunities to grow into somebody that the value is just undeniable. It's just there, right? You want opportunities that would help you be that, badass professional that you want to be. So volunteer where you can. And this is not an excuse of handouts not to pay their interns. Please pay your interns. But, look for opportunities to serve, opportunities to develop your capacity, opportunities. Money will come, right? It will come. It will come. And these are the ways you end up creating your own luck. Because beyond hard work, there's also the luck part. You hear people say, I had a sponsor who was always speaking for me. I had somebody who was always rooting for me in rooms. I had somebody who was always putting me forward. But the truth is, these people can do that for you because they've seen something in you that is value. So be valuable, right? Then work hard. And then you begin to create, opportunities for you to get lucky. So those lucks that you create through the hard work, coupled with your hard work, sky is your limit. So yeah, that's how to go about it. My next question. Tech sales is a bit different, even from roles in non-technical space in tech. right? So we have product management, we have product design. They're non-technical per se. However, it's not the same thing as being a tech salesperson, because every role is distinct. So for tech sales, the first thing that you want to do is, which is one thing that we underestimate greatly in this part of the world. However, it's changing with companies that are, with academies that are rising. You have Ativa, you have Revwit, you have all this, scaling, you have all these fantastic, companies that are coming up. So with all of these, company academies in place, first of all, understand what the role entails. What is tech sales? What does it entail, right? Tech sales is basically the sale of an IT product, or an IT service, or an IT solution. While they all have the basic framework, execution is not exact same. There's some adaptations that has to happen. So first of all, get theoretical knowledge, or have an in-depth understanding. Don't be one of those people that say, oh, it's sales, Abby, you just go and talk. That's the beginning of your done. Because that's what a lot of people do, and that's how they remain basic salespeople for the rest of their lives, right? You don't want to be that person. Get knowledge from a very good source. There are fantastic academies these days. There's Scaling, there's Revwit, there is I think the Accelerator. There is a number of them like that. So get knowledge. When you do that, right, now look for opportunities to intern. I always like places where you don't just get to sit back and feed on other people's energy. I like places that stretch you, right? That tests you, that pushes you, because it's going to form the basis of your work ethic, and then the basis of your ability to deliver value, right? And join the community. What about tech sales community? I think we're the first tech sales community in Nigeria. I don't know of Africa. But join the tech sales community. They provide support. You get to meet other people like you that are on the same journey as you, right? You get to meet seniors, mid-level people that can guide you, get access to learning equipment, learning materials beyond the academies that you've attended, beyond the courses that you take online and all of that, right? Join these communities, meet people, exchange, knowledge, let people meet senior people, mid-level people, let them show you, what to do, people that have gone ahead of you. When you're making mistakes at work in your first set of roles, right, this is a safe space where you can come back to be honest about your mistakes. So every time I meet prospects, nobody responds to my message, what am I doing wrong, right? Because not everybody will be so lucky to work in an environment that is enabling, or be so lucky to work in an environment where they have managers that can put you through things, right? So communities, they're a safe haven. And listen to podcasts like this. We bring a lot of sales leaders, right, that walk you through their journey, because beyond the theoretical part of things, beyond the technical part of things, there's also the soft skills, there's also certain things that only experience can teach you. And you don't have to learn by your own experience alone. Learn from other people's experiences. And that's why we bring tech leaders, we bring leaders in business roles, non-technical roles, talk about their journey, teach frameworks that have worked for them. So yeah, that's it. Where do I start from? I think first off, I underestimated the amount of work that it required to have, a podcast, especially a video podcast. I underestimated it. I didn't know so much work went into it. Initially, I invested in the wrong set of tools, because I didn't know the tools that you use for an audio podcast from the tools I use for a video podcast. Oh my God, it was so messy. And then because of this lack of knowledge, it led to my second mistake, which was working with not, investing in a team, or not, finding more about how to build a team for my podcast production. My first few videos were whack. But then, thank you guys. You still, watched and commented and streamed. It was fun. Thank you for the support, right? It was back. But then I learned as we did more. I met new people. I mean, kudos to my current team. Met new people from the team, from the production to amazing Anu for marketing. I mean, everybody has been, Super. So build a team. Number one, get information, understand what you want to do, right? Understand what is required to do what you want to do. Speak to people that are doing it so that they give you a clear picture so you don't just dive in. Number two, I said build a team. Okay, especially if you have a busy professional life like I do, it's just going to make more sense. It's going to help you better your quality, help you better a number of things. Build a team of people that already, that's their profession, that's what they do. Just let them handle things where necessary. And number three, challenge. Things are going to be beyond your control. Things like availability of guests. Trust me, even after you've booked dates with the guests, you've had conversations, done reminders. These are busy people too, and that's the reason why you want them on your podcast, right? There are people that have a fantastic life, a successful career. Tomorrow might come and then they have a plane to catch, or they had this unplanned meeting that they have to make. They have this, anything can happen, and then someone can get a cold fit. And then you've already planned with your team back to back. You've done like, today we're shooting like 4-5 guests, and the first guest is canceling 2 days before, the next one is canceling on the day of the shoot. I think now I'm getting used to it, and I'm learning how to, make plans, right? To just make all these things work, right? And remember not to get entitled to people's time. It's nice enough that they have to be here and then help impact people who need all of this information. But then, yeah, I'm learning how to manage all of these things. So there are like 3 major challenges, right? Yeah. My next question. That's hard though. Because every time I think I have a favorite episode, we shoot one new episode and it's whoa. So I don't know. It's hard. It's very hard. It's very hard. This year, we're gonna go global. So we're gonna be opening up our audience, guest list to beyond African business leaders. We're gonna be opening it up to, even within Africa, we're going to be opening up beyond Nigerian business leaders to other African business leaders. I have some amazing friends in Ghana, like Erica. She's doing amazingly well in tech space, in tech sales space in Ghana. A number of amazing friends that I really do look forward to having a sit down with. So this is going to be very amazing for people who are moving from Nigerian workspace to the diaspora, right? Also other African countries, or people whose companies are expanding to other African countries. You get to learn how things are done in these places. Also, we plan to go deeper into the kind of topics that we speak about, and that's why it would be nice for us to get your comments. We want to understand what you need. This podcast was made to help people, and so we want to know what you need. We want to know the kind of people that you want to listen to. We want to know the challenges that you're facing at work, right, in your career, that we can speak on. So yes, delve deeper into the kind of topics that we speak on, and also expand the demographics, expand the kind of guests that we bring on. So we're going to just be going beyond, the content. We're going to be coming closer to our audience, right? Helping you gain access to places, tickets to tech events, things that actually help people also beyond all the things that we talk about. Opportunities, collaborating with companies to create opportunities for people, for our target or for our audience, right? So there's so much more that the team and I have planned for this year, and we're super excited to share them as we go. And also we count on your support. We count on you sharing these things with your friends. Don't be stingy. I always say this. Right, share with your friends, bring them, and if there's a guest that you want us to talk to, fine. There's a platform you want us to organize a panel on, right? Fantastic. If there's an opportunity that you think our target audience is going to need, feel free to share that. So that's it for today. Thank you so much, everybody. And guess who our next guest is? Whoever gets it right wins what? I don't know who announced. Wins what? They'll think about it, but then we'll leave it in the description. So guess who our guest is? We can give them options, I don't know, we can give them options for the guests, or to make it more interesting, give them like 5 options. So guess who it is. So I'm super excited about this year. Thank you so much. Subscribe if you haven't. I am looking at you with my 4 eyes. Like and drop comments. Who do you want us to host on the show? Who do you want us to listen to? Who do you want us to speak to? What are topics you want us to share? If there's somebody that you want to recommend, check our link tree in the bio, and there's a form that you can fill and recommend them. Bye everybody. Have a blast this year. See you in the next episode.